Good evening, everyone, and what a pleasure it is to be here today. My name is Arique Dross. I am currently 20 years old. I have been in foster care since I was about 12 years old, and I am the eldest of 9 siblings, 2 of which I do not know because they live in different states. Throughout my life, I had many struggles with my family, education, and more importantly, myself. However, before I jump ahead, let's rewind the clock a little as I lay out a row of shoes side by side for you to try on. Growing up in a high-crime, minority-populated area, not to mention without a father, was only the beginning. Around 12 years old, I inherently acquired the responsibility of a full-time parent. With 5 younger siblings at the time to care for, I was forced to abandon my childhood completely and cater to their nurturing needs. School became an obstacle, and the streets became my backbone as life continuously socked me with stunner blows. I hoped things would get better, but the more I hope, the more I pretend everything was an escapable dream. Screaming, shouting, and pouting for my mother's whereabouts were the new excruciating melodies throughout each night as I tried to put my siblings to sleep. It seemed as if a nightmare were occurring that would soon be over, as my mom would awaken me, as she always did, from my shouts of her name throughout frightening nights. However, life took its fatal blow and took from me the only ground I had left to stand upon, my siblings. Feeling trapped in the pit saturated with darkness as I began waking up every morning, wishing I never had in a stranger's home. A foster home, most people would recognize it as, but for me, for the past 12 years, it has felt like an unbreakable cage. Ranging from jumping home to home in over 15 households, to bouncing around throughout 6 boroughs, to sleeping in hunger or without a place to call home, I no longer felt as if I existed more than a form of income. Home after home, I searched for a place to be loved and somewhere that could restore my inner spirit of family. Not waking up to the sounds of my siblings, playing with their toys, or hearing them make loud noises pushed me deeper into this imaginary pit of darkness. High school was an uphill battle itself, having to travel as far as 4 hours away in order to arrive on time. I wanted to give up. I wanted to quit. However, one day that all changed ever so rapidly. During a sibling visit, when I was about 16 years old at the time, my 8-year-old brother Jason approached me. He looked into my eyes and said with his innocent voice, "I want to go home. Make it go away." At that very moment, my heart melted, and everything that seemed to not matter instantly became relevant. After hugging Jason so tightly before the visit was over that evening, I became marinated with his pains and fears as a young boy in foster care. I knew exactly what his voice echoed through my head throughout that evening. It was that very same nightmare I used to have as a younger boy, feeling lost and lonely. It was reality starting to scare him, and the only way he made it seem unreal was pretending everything was a dream, just as I once did. I knew at that moment it was time to rip off the label. Not only I was involuntarily given, but also my siblings were stamped with too. It was time to tear off the label of being viewed as merely as a foster child who would amount to nothing more than statistics somewhere on the page. You will not become anything in life. You're going to end up like your father. You are nothing now and never be. These are short excerpts from various individuals throughout my life, ranging from friends to my own family, that have once before had the effect of making me feel as if I were worth nothing. In return, I began building a foundation with all the bricks thrown at me by those who had belittled me and doubted me. Extra credit soon became a hobby, and my grades drastically improved, along with my ambition to never settle for less. I had a clear objective with numerous walls blocking my way. I then knew failure was not an option. Success was just a process, a long process at that. All I needed to figure out was a way to break through, go around, go over, or go under each wall until I reached the top of my never-ending mountain. Where I'm at now in life is merely a reflection of what I have been through and where I want to be. No, I am not perfect. Yes, I do make mistakes. However, despite all I have encountered, I must and I will continue to strive for greatness no matter what the challenge. Not only for my siblings or myself, but also for those who have endured similar or even worse hardships throughout their life and have lost hope. It is my mission to restore hope to those around the world who have been stamped with belittling labels, discouraged, and/or lost faith in becoming someone great. In my first year of college, I fooled around, and sooner than you know it, I began to reflect on my grades with a GPA of about a 0.4. I wanted to give up and drop out. However, I knew I had a mission. I had to change my ways because being labeled a foster child already set others' expectations of me to fail. I transferred schools to get a fresh start and a second chance. I began doing my homework and being in my textbooks almost every day of the week. Currently, I am a senior at American Intercontinental University Online, majoring in criminal justice with a specialization in law enforcement with a 3.92 GPA. I have also made the Dean's List for the last 8 semesters and been elected into the National Criminal Justice Honor Society. I managed to work nearly 70 hours a week average, attend the school full-time, and successfully run a software company of about 12 employees. I am also more than proud to say I graduated this July, and I will begin my graduate studies this August in North Carolina at Charlotte School of Law, where I will learn, enhance, and expand upon my knowledge of the law. Following law school, I look forward to joining the FBI in order to use my legal knowledge to directly help others in need and clean the streets of the very crime that is destroying our nation. I would like to give a big thank you to my foster care agency, Little Flower Children and Family Services, for affording the necessary resources that made it possible for me to achieve so much. Things ranging from monthly Metro cards so that I was able to travel to school or travel to an internship, to grants that allowed me to continue my education without the excessive burden of financial debt. However, it is not only the agency that made it possible, but also the workers who constantly dedicated their time, effort, and life towards helping young adults as myself. Therefore, I would like to give a big thank you to Ms. Valeria Wilson, who has known me since I came to Little Flower. Ms. Valeria, may you please stand up? Ms. Wilson is the mirror image of what we youth and care look for: motherly love, constant support, and unconditional motivation. She has guided me with her nurturing words through many obstacles and has helped me grow into a young man with her constant help and dedication to see youth as myself succeed. Ms. Wilson, thank you for all you have done for me and for others. You're one of the very reasons why I push myself forward, and one of the many reasons why I'm not afraid to walk up any staircase not knowing what is at the top. Thank you everyone for this opportunity.